There we are.
And we're live. Yes, we are. Hey guys, this is Chris and Ryan from Taphouse Paranormal, and we'd like to introduce our first episode of Conversations with the Unknown. If you saw the pilot episode or the kind of first viewing here that we tried to mess around with everything and let you know what was going on, this is just going to be a um, episode TV show, kind of back and forth live web show here, where Ryan and I are going to be able to interact with you guys, interact with each other, and talk about current events in the paranormal world and our views on paranormal sightings, videos that are put up that's supposed to be paranormal evidence, and just our kind of view on this whole, um, yes, paranormal world and everything that we see. Ryan's going to go ahead and kick things off with a couple videos and some Facebook posts, and I'll go ahead and give it over to him so he can start things out.
All right. Yeah. Basically, this is kind of the section where we talk about current news stories in the unknown. First thing that came up that we were looking into was somebody on social media basically saying that they're showing the possibilities of being either psychic or being a hoax altogether. But this basically what this statement was from this person on social media says, "Call me crazy, but in 2016, Hillary Clinton will be the first female president. They will go crazy over the death of a gorilla. Prince will die. Muhammad Ali will die. Kimbo Slice will die. Donald Trump will die. The USA will experience the worst mass shooting. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but you will remember my name," is what it says. It was time stamped December 26, 2015 at 7:10 p.m. And it started spreading all over the web. Somebody that possibly might have psychic abilities or possibly a hoax altogether. Chris, what was the final result of looking into this subject matter?
Well, unfortunately, I do not believe that we found our Facebook Nostradamus. I do think that it's a hoax. The reason that I believe that is actually as soon as Ryan told me about the video and sent the post and sent it to me, uh, first thing I looked at was you being able to edit Facebook posts. If you go back and edit a Facebook post, doesn't always change your timestamp. And I actually tried it on my own Facebook page, and it left this timestamp as my original post date. So it'd be very easy for him to go back to a previous post, type in whatever he wanted to, and have that show up with the December 26th date that he had on there. So I really don't think that this has any merit to it, and I do not believe he's psychic. So
Yeah, I mean,
we might remember his name.
yeah,
Yeah.
we looked into it. We looked into it pretty quick, and it was. I was kind of like, all right, this sounds interesting. Now, of course, there's a statement in there that is. I mean, there's two statements in there that have not become true yet. So I guess it was a little. I don't know. It's a little ballsy to put such things on the internet like that, but yeah.
I guess
Once we
I
once
guess
we
the
really kind of
jury's
tested out, yeah, it started.
the jury's still out on Trump in
Well,
more ways than one, especially with this
technically,
post.
technically him and Hillary Clinton. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so we'll see.
yep.
But the way that I see it is this is just somebody who's figured out a way to use the internet to get some likes there and some shares and a
It was
little bit of
it was a big one.
moment of fame. So
It was a big one.
yeah,
All right, so the next little part we got here, just kind of going off of our, I would call it a Fourth of July special, is talking about some paranormal videos relating to, I guess. I mean, it's Independence Day; it doesn't really have to do with this, but I mean, this kind of war-based type paranormal evidence. Um, in particular, we have a lot of Gettysburg ghosts, I guess you can say, a lot of apparitions caught on tape. We're just going to share a few of them right now just to kind of get our own opinions on what they actually show and if we think they're legit or not. Um, and if you guys have any possible comments or opinions on it, please post the comments in the section below here. I'm going to screen share this. Let's see. All right. So, let's see. Oh, alrighty. So in this first video here, we have, if you can see my mouse, it's going to be right around here. There's going to be a apparition of a ghost in Gettysburg. So just kind of keep your eye out for it here. Should see it pop up. And there it is right there. Actually, you see a few of them walking through. Oh, there's a whole mess of them.
As long as we've been investigating, unfortunately, we've never came across anything that is this great of evidence. But I'd have to say hoax right out of the gate.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are just, not right. And I mean, I've heard stories over the years where people have had full body apparitions walk up to them at Gettysburg and talk to them like they were a normal person. And that's one of those things where I'd really have to see to believe. But with this video, I just feel like the editing software is so advanced that that's what we're seeing.
And
I
noticed
mean,
a lot
Ryan,
of times too, it looks like they're kind of looping over the same spot they already were too.
Yeah, and
Here goes,
yeah,
looping all over again.
Yep.
Yeah, if you kind of look at it, it almost looks like a somebody probably recorded a silhouette or used some sort of digital technology just to kind of insert it into their video they're already shooting. Even the they're moving the camera. There you go. Oh. So yeah, that's just one of the first videos, and I think we're both in agreement on that one. That one was pretty hoaxy, I guess.
I always enjoy Gettysburg videos because I mean, there's a lot of great evidence from that area.
Oh yeah, a lot of history. It has a lot of there's a lot of deaths, so a lot of times that is a good recipe for a lot of paranormal activity. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. The next one is another video in Gettysburg. Well, they're all in Gettysburg, but this is two guys that are pulled off on the side of the road talking about how they've seen paranormal sightings, and this is the result. Just keep an eye near the cannons. It's gonna be around where my mouse is right now. Actually, right over here. I don't know if anybody can hear this audio, but
yeah, Ryan, this is another video where I mean, like you'd love for that not to be fake, just because I mean, when we all go out and we look for things and we're all looking for evidence and to prove something's out there, and that definitely would do it if that was real. But I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of throw it to you, but I think you're looking at just something where that might actually be a normal person, and then the editing software just has changed it over the background.
Somehow they made a person into a silhouette, I think. But the part that really cracks me up is actually the audio on it, because I don't know. We've been in this before, this kind of situation before, where we've seen something or heard something, and the reactions on here are pretty scripted. Not very good acting, I would say. I mean, who knows? I can't tell for sure, but I mean, the reactions are pretty flat. And at first, the guy says, "Wait, you see that? We don't even see anything yet." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Did you get that on camera? Like, dude, you have a camera sitting straight in the middle of a road, pointing straight. You're not moving the camera around. You're not doing anything with the camera. It's clearly on your dashboard, sitting there. I mean, yes, you got it on camera. Like that had to have been It just had to be fake. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just doesn't
And
seem, nothing adds up on
you,
that one.
and you go back to the reactions. I mean, if you saw a reaction in the electroshock therapy room just off of a spirit box session, or
Yeah.
your reaction at the tunnel, the Poorhouse Road tunnel.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you can see all of those in their previous episodes that we've done on YouTube, and kind of compare the difference between this video and we don't script anything. Something like this that we're doing, we'll lay out a schedule that we're doing it, but we definitely don't have any scripts or anything to go off of. And I agree with you. It just seems like something that's planned out, and they knew the outcome before it even happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mean to laugh to demeanor anybody, but I don't know. It seems a little odd. Okay, and then the last one is actually a classic. A lot of people have probably already seen this before. This is a very famous video. I think it's used with an old VHS camera of some sort. But it's worth a discussion. I've watched it numerous times. I've heard of uh, TV shows go over this one and try to figure out if it was real or not. And there's varying opinions. Even if you look it up online, there's a lot of different opinions. So here we go. It's usually it's right in this area here. Right there. There it is again. Right there. And again.
My initial reaction with this, Ryan,
Yeah.
is with the height of it in the trees. I mean, it's hard to look at that. I can't judge the distance of how far away they are,
Yeah.
or if they're setting down. I mean, the grass does look pretty tall, so I don't know if they're standing up or setting down or what they're doing.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've seen this before at the Exchange Hotel. First conclusion I would jump to watching this video would be headlights of some sort. I
Right.
don't know if there's a road out there. Don't know if ATVs could go through somewhere back there in the woods.
Yep.
Um, and obviously, they'd probably hear an ATV or even a car. But I mean, just when you're looking at it, trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, the I lean towards looking for an explanation first, like you do, and I
Right.
just feel like there's even if there's a hiker out there with a flashlight, it seems to be the lighting happens in two different places. And I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting video, but I can't say paranormal or not like as easily as we could on the last two.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at or you listen at the very beginning of the video, they ask, "Is that can't be a motorcycle, is it?" And if they're questioning that, there's a very good possibility that they are either aiming towards an area where there might be cars or whatever. But also, if you watch that one a lot like the first video we saw, a lot of it seems to be almost looping in the same place.
Yeah,
But we don't know what kind of coverage the trees have there. If it's blocking a lot, and that's just a gap that you're seeing things go by, or what. I mean, it's a tough video to really get a good definition on. Once again, it's an old video, so it's gonna be a little difficult to figure out if it's what actually is going on there. But it'd be a real interesting thing if somebody can actually go to that location and try to reenact what actually was going on in a different manner. So,
yeah. I think with the first two videos, we could easily go to that location.
mm-hmm.
We just had to get on the editing software. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the way I felt too.
yeah.
All right, cool. So that was kind of our 4th of July rundown, even though it's Civil War items, but
Tribute to America.
yes, tribute to America. All right. So we're gonna go into our main topic area, which this is kind of the area where we have a weekly different discussion on anything paranormal, conspiracy theory, anything possible that we want to discuss, talk more about. Um, and just get a conversation going about the unknown. Um, and this week we're going to focus on basically what our bread and butter is, which is ghosts, apparitions, anything that has to do with the non-living, which is basically what Taphouse Paranormal has mainly focused on in its entirety so far. Um, so, overall, we're just going to have a discussion about exactly what it is that we feel like is going on, um, in relation to this topic and what our beliefs are on it. So, Chris, do you want to start it off? You want me to?
I'll go ahead and start it off. First, I'm going to say it's also happy 5 years to us. July 4th was also the anniversary of us beginning Taphouse Paranormal. So,
yeah, that's right.
Happy 5 years for us being together and doing this.
Yeah.
In those 5 years, we've seen some pretty cool things, and we've all had different opinions of what paranormal is that, kind of relate, but at the same time vary. Because we've had 4 or 5 different people who have had, different views on life and different paranormal experiences that kind of brought them to this. Personally, when I look at a ghost or an apparition, or I think about the paranormal in that sense, the first thing that comes to mind for me is basically like untrapped energy. It's an energy source that is kind of like trapped in the world, and it's coming from a person who's not living, and basically have some kind of unfinished business. Whether it's traumatic death, or they still feel like they're trying to hold on to their lives and take care of their children, or or they might just be angry. They might be angry with what happened in life, and they don't feel like they finished what they need to finish. So that's kind of like what I think Ghosts are in a nutshell. Over the course of the last 5 years, it's definitely changed some, and but
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and let you kind of jump in on that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my personal beliefs on ghosts. I mean, it's the most unknown thing that you're gonna have. It's virtually impossible to try to prove that there is something beyond this life. Basically, it's um, it's the most difficult subject to probably for people to talk about between each other. But a lot of people can relate and have the beliefs that there might be something after this life, depending on religion or any other kind of beliefs they might have. Um, for me, um, I think that I've had a lot of different experiences that make me question if there's something beyond this life and afterlife and whatnot. But it's once again, I'm probably the most skeptical person there is, even though I've had a ton of personal experiences, and I really don't know what to make out of it. Um, it's we get different ways of gathering evidence when it comes to ghosts. It can be visual, audible, with the ears, without the ears, um, just feelings. You just get feelings sometimes. We've
I mean, I would even venture to say that some people have dreams.
Yeah.
A lot of people experience things in their dreams, and I mean, what you go back to, thinking of this as like I kind of do now, is like kind of like an untrapped energy. Like somebody's gonna let you know they're there. Where else better to let you know than in your dreams, if it's a family member or something like that. It's easy to make that stuff up in your head too. I feel like hanging out with you, and the more we kind of have investigated places over the time, I feel like I've grown more skeptical in my investigating, and what I believe is not necessarily what I believe, but as far as finding the evidence to prove that something is there. It's just everything can be explained. I mean, we could sit here and we just explained away 3 videos that I'm sure that that last video, I'm sure they believe that they saw something, and that's okay. And everybody has a different belief, but at the same time, coming into this, I came into it with a lot of experiences that I've had throughout my life, and I was a firm believer at the beginning, and I still believe, but it's a lot more skeptical now, and it's a lot more thought out with what I think is, actually evidence and what is not evidence.
Yeah,
So,
I think a lot of people also want to prove that it exists, and a lot of people want to believe that it exists. So there's a lot of people out there that probably want to make a name for themselves as well. We've met a lot of people over the years that have made us question how legit things can be at times because I'd like to think that we're pretty grounded and we can we have a relatively good idea of who to trust and who not to trust at times, and it really could depend on who exactly you are talking to about it. What they've seen, and you're just like, okay, that doesn't sound quite right, or we go into something and try to disprove things that are happening, and a lot of times we can disprove it, and there's a lot of times that we're just like, okay, can't figure that one out whatsoever.
and that,
And it's funny because I think we've over the years too, we've had a lot of experiences that probably made us believe more, but at the same time, we've had a lot more experiences that make us probably not believe at times.
I mean, I think for me, the one that kind of sealed the deal on uh, just probably the most advanced experience I've had was at St. Albans that last time we went there. Um, we didn't plan on getting anything, but when you go to a place a year later and you're able to speak, have something answer questions that happened a year before, bring a subject up like that. I mean, that's kind of intelligence is what you only expect to have happen from a human. So that's the kind of evidence that I think makes me want to keep doing this and look into it. Is having those pieces where we are, you know, actually looking into history and trying to figure something out. I mean, you know, but on the other hand, I mean, there's like you said, we can be led astray and kind of down different pathways, and we could be looking for donkey guy out in the middle of nowhere, and that's there's people who are cool with that, and it's always good to have a gimmick, but I mean we're not here for gimmicks. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
we're not even. I'd venture to say that we're not even here to try to prove that something does exist. It's more so we enjoy going in, and if we can find some evidence to further the case of the paranormal, then great. But it's almost even good for us too if we can go in and you know figure out that hey, that knock that y'all guys keep hearing, it's actually your window in the attic on the third floor, and it just carries down because it's right above this room.
yeah,
It's all that's just as cool to me because you do the research and you look and you find the evidence, and the evidence is either real or you put it out here for people to look at.
yeah, yeah. And you're talking about the St. Albans occurrence from one year to the next. Um, that had to have been the most interesting moment because just going back and looking at the episodes that we did on it, we got the evidence the first time around, very primitive way of finding evidence, and then the next year come back with something more technologically advanced than what we were before, and to get something that just seemed almost definitive that there was something that matched up. I
Yeah,
mean, it's still hard to say, but we were in the same location both times, in the same room, at the same spot, and got an answer using a spirit box, and that was absolutely out of this world. And it was a shocking moment. And of course, for me, my biggest experience, my greatest experience you were talking about earlier was the Poorhouse Road Tunnel. The very first time me, you, and Zach went down, and it was the first time I was with you guys, and it got me hooked into it because I saw a full body apparition behind you, and it was, it wasn't my eyes playing tricks on me; it was standing there right in front of me, which was absolutely nuts. Um, and the audio, that evidence that we got after that was just remarkable too. So it was one of those instances. I wish we had the technology with cameras and stuff like that, which we managed to get over the years, but at the time we didn't have the luxury, so it was a little tough that we never were able to get that visual evidence that I could see with my own eyes
Yeah,
that night. Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to kind of let people know how much that experience meant to you. But for me, actually being there and watching your face and watching your expression, and then you telling me that somebody's behind me, I mean, yeah, that was a crazy moment, and you know, won't forget that either.
Yeah, it's like what were two o'clock in the morning. Me, you, and Tim
Yeah.
sitting in a truck in the middle of a gas station parking lot, listening to audio after the
Oh yeah.
fact, freaking out of the evidence we got.
Yep. Yeah.
That's really what
I
that's
mean,
what that really
it's
brought us all down, brought it all together, brought this whole
yeah.
thing down together, and really started a whole chain of events for us, I would say. But yeah, other than that, I mean, when it comes to ghosts, like I said, it has got to be the most impossible thing to try to explain, to try to prove. But we just have to try to use the technology that we can possibly use to try to prove that it exists and it's there. Um, and this is going to be probably the toughest subject to ever try to convince somebody of. You know, it's a subject that goes back to years and years and years of history. I mean, biblical, whatever.
I mean,
Ghosts.
yes. I mean, spirits. Yeah. I mean, spirits are always spoken about, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's. I don't think we'll ever prove it, or even if you do prove it, I mean, like I said, you could have an apparition sitting right here beside me, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, somebody is still going to look at the video and be like, well, he did this to make that happen. There's
Yeah.
everybody's skeptical to a sense, and like we are too. I mean, when we do our evidence, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that the people who get to see our episodes, well, they don't get to see that evidence because
Yeah.
we put together a 46-minute webisode and there's 12 hours of footage,
Oh
so
yeah.
we only pull the best,
Yeah.
and and we
Yeah.
leave out anything that we believe is skeptical.
Yeah.
Um,
If you can't like figure out why it could possibly, if you got any doubt, you can't publish it. That's the way I feel most of the time.
yeah.
But other than that, you got anything else, Chris?
No, I mean, I think that's a good explanation of what we feel a ghost or paranormal in that sense is.
Yeah.
Um,
Life beyond
yeah,
life.
yeah. Beyond right now, I'm looking and we don't have any comments either right now.
Okay.
Definitely like to, if you watch this after the fact, if you have any comments for us, you can go ahead and leave them on the page on the video. You can send them to our Facebook page, or you can tweet us. All that's going to be Taphouse Paranormal. Uh, or you can, go ahead and shoot us an email at taphouseparanormal@gmail.com. Website will probably be up next week. Had a few changes that we needed to do to that. We love doing this stuff, but we do it around full-time jobs,
Yeah.
so it's a hobby.
Yep.
So we definitely try to bring you guys as much as we can. With that being said, I know that Ryan is actually working on the final touches for our Exchange Hotel episode.
Yep.
Uh, Once again, check out Facebook, Twitter. That's where that stuff will be put up, and we'll give you a little more information on where that's going to be. And we're also in the works of setting up the final and first Taphouse Paranormal camping trip, um, which will be we kind of held off a little bit with everything that's going on in West Virginia to make sure that you know the campgrounds up there at Lake Shawnee are safe and that we can get up there and it's not been touched by any of the weather that's been hitting West Virginia. So we'll come to you again on Facebook, Twitter with a final date. And if we can get Wi-Fi up there, we are going to go ahead and try to do some Facebook Live or some YouTube Live during maybe one or two of the EVP sessions or Spirit Box sessions while we're up there. Kind of let you guys set in and see what we're doing and see where we're at. Definitely try to get you in on the walk around so you can get a view of the Lake Shawnee before we go dark and can kind of get everything going.
Yeah, that should be fun. That should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Right now it's just a 2-man show, but we're hoping we might be able to bring another person with us on that one. That should be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah,
be point of view at that point.
Yeah.
Which would be nice. We'll both have cameras.
Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, like Chris said, guys, send us in anything that you guys want to talk about on maybe future episodes. Make sure just send us any kind of things that you guys might want us to take a look at or show on the show. We can show it. We have no problem with that. We'll observe it ourselves and may give you an honest opinion. That's kind of what we want to do. That's what we're here for. I mean, everybody has an opinion, and that's just the way it is. It's not like you're wrong. Nobody's right or wrong. I mean, this is just the views of Taphouse Paranormal and conversations with the unknown. So, just send your stuff in and let's have fun. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a conversation like the show's called. And if you guys have anything else in the future, maybe investigation wise, you guys want us to take a look at, send it our way. Maybe it's a private location. It's your house. If you're in the Virginia area, we're more than willing to take a look into things. As of right now, that's pretty much it in this area because I don't think I have the ability to really travel very far. Yeah, other than that, do you have any final thoughts, Chris, on everything that we talked about in this episode?
No, not really. Just recap. Pablo Reyes hoax. First two Gettysburg videos, fake. Third one, jury's still out. Ghosts, we're skeptical. Yeah. And we're going to do some more ghost hunting.
Yeah.
So check us out on Facebook. Figure it all out. We'll be there.
Well, we hope to do other things other than that too. So let's
that's true.
Yeah, some chupacabras in Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Yeah. Maybe a Bigfoot up on Wintergreen.
Zach's watching this. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's gonna happen. Oh gosh. But other than that, I mean, in terms of our topic of let's say 4th of July special, one thing that I'd like to pitch, and if you got on the topic of Gettysburg too, I think one of the most enjoyable ghost hunting episodes I probably ever saw on Gettysburg was done by Ghost Adventures. They had a lot of different ways of going about finding evidence. Once again, when things are produced on national television, you kind of question it a lot. And you question it anyways. I mean, once again, it's a subject that we all question. We're not really sure. You can't prove it really. But the way they were able to get residual like cannon shots and gunshots and things like that, that was kind of the coolest thing that I saw on that show. I would highly suggest if anybody wants to see something interesting about Gettysburg, that was a good one. I thought it was interesting.
Awesome.
Did you have any, Chris, that on the topic of 4th of July?
Not really. I mean, I agree with you. The Ghost Hunter or the Ghost Adventures one's great.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghost Lab actually does a great job there too. Of course, that's where they got their start.
Yeah.
Was with the Gettysburg video. That's what got them into ghost hunting.
Yeah.
So those guys, they actually do a great episode as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was gonna say, and they actually did. I think they were one of the first ones that I saw that did Lake Shawnee. So
yeah,
definitely looking forward to that one because that was one of the episodes I do remember watching of them. All right. Well, if you got anything else, Chris, I'm completely out, bud.
I'm good. We'll pick it up next time on Conversations of the Unknown.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and please send in any of your thoughts. All right. Take it easy, Chris.
See you, bud.
I see it.